electrocuted in Rajasthan due to criminal negligence. One more innocent man has lost his life now in Chennai. 30-year-old Giridharan was driving a motorcycle to office when an iron beam as part of the under-construction metro towers fell on him, killing him on the spot. The police has registered a case and 2 people from the construction company have been detained. But the question is, why was an innocent man made to pay with his life for the negligence of a construction company? We drown in bowels, we are more down on the roads. Your life is cheap for the high and mighty.
In a tragic incident, a 30-year-old techie was killed this morning when an iron rod from an under-construction metro building fell on him when he was traveling on this particular road to reach his workplace. The incident took place at about 8:15 this morning. 2 people from the construction company have been detained and the police are questioning them right now. In the past 4 years, 3 people have been died relating to the metro work project. All the people have died either with the scaffolding or the iron rods that have fell on them. In Chennai, video journalist Arun Ramsamy, Lokpriya NewsX.
So as Lokpriya was telling us, this is the 3rd fatality in the past few years when it comes to the Chennai metro. But of course, the scourge of negligence is not limited just to this particular project. We have seen in the past, we have seen kids losing their lives after falling into unmanned and uncovered bowels. We have seen thousands of lives being snuffed out in an instant due to rash and negligent driving which is not being policed properly. And now this latest tragedy coming from Chennai. Lokpriya joins me live with more details. Lokpriya, it's shocking indeed, but first, what is the status of the investigations? From what you told us, 2 people of the construction firm have been taken in for questioning.
Well, definitely, yes, it was indeed a very tragic Wednesday for this IT professional who was taking that particular stretch of road to go to work. This incident happened at about 8 a.m. this morning, and an iron rod fell upon him when he was passing by this. Remember, this is a metro station that is under construction near the OTA here in Chennai. The 2 people of the construction company have been detained. They are right now being questioned by the police. This is the information that we have at this point in time. The Chennai Metro Rail, when contacted, have told NewsX that they will be soon initiating a probe into this entire incident.
But Lokpriya, clearly lessons have not been learned. As you pointed out, this is not the first tragedy or a negligence involving the Chennai metro itself. Yet it seems there have been no safeguards put in place here, despite similar incidents happening not just across the country, but in this very same project itself.
Well, definitely, yes. In the past 3 years, about 4 accidents have been taken place relating to the Chennai Metro Rail projects. Either the scaffoldings have collapsed or a rod has fallen on the commuters who are passing by. The Chennai Metro Rail, though, has checks and balances in place. They have inspections to take place, but yet these kind of incidents occur. The police say that had there been any kind of barricading around this particular stretch, then this tragic incident might have avoided. It is high time that lessons need to be learned, because at the end of the day, the life of an individual is important and it cannot be compromised for negligence of these contractors.
Indeed, Lokpriya. Now, what sort of charges, if at all, have been pressed against these construction company workers here? Because this, according to many experts, is a clear case of death by negligence.
Well, definitely, yes, it is indeed a death by negligence, because this particular person, 30-year-old Giridharan, was an IT professional. He was the sole breadwinner of the family. He was on his way to work, which is just about 2 kilometers from the place where this incident took place. 2 people from the construction company have been detained. The police are investigating this particular case.
Indeed, Lokpriya, stay on with us here for our viewers. So just joining us, we invite you to call in on 01204369420, and that's the number is 01204369420, and answer and give us your views as to who do you feel is accountable for this criminal negligence. Lokpriya, in fact, discussing 004369420, and that's the number is 01204369420, and answer and give us your views as to who do you feel is accountable for this criminal negligence. Lokpriya, in fact, discussing that particular question here, where does the blame really lie? Is it on the construction company officials who clearly violates norms at the risk of, at the altar of cutting a few costs? Is it of the officials who are not careful while working, or is it of the government which really does not enforce the regulations which are often directed by the judiciary?
Well, at the end of the day, the onus really comes upon the Chennai Metro Rail, because it is the Chennai Metro Rail project that is right now under construction, and they have given out this particular stretch of construction to a particular company. So the company needs to be pulled up. They need to be ensured that there are adequate safety procedures that are in place. Remember, this is an iron rod that fell from 20 feet above onto this this commuter who was going by this stretch of road. So there should be more onus on the construction company to ensure proper safety measures are in place to avoid any such kind of tragic incidents in future.
Lokpriya, I'm sure you have been speaking to the family of this unfortunate 30-year-old techie who died at the hands of such killer apathy. What are they saying here? What action do they want?
Well, this particular family is completely aghast by this entire incident. They are too shocked to react to the television channels. They are right now too shocked to even react to this entire incident.
And for the benefit of our viewers, if you could sum up what exactly went wrong today which led to this fatality.
Well, this incident took place at about 8 a.m. this morning near the Officers Training Academy here in Chennai. 30-year-old Giridharan, a resident of Madipakam, was on his way to work, and at about 8 a.m. this morning, a iron rod from the under construction metro station fell on him when he was passing by this particular stretch. He died on the spot. He had suffered grievous injuries on his head. Another person who was coming just right behind this Giridharan suffered minor injuries. He escaped. He does not have any major injuries on him. The metro construction company has been under scanner now. 2 people from this construction company have been detained by the police. The Chennai Metro Rail has told that they will be initiating a probe into this. If we can recap to the viewers, about 4 incidents in the past 3 years have been reported with respect to the Chennai Metro Rail project, either due to the scaffolding collapse or the rod falling down on the commuters who are passing by. This is a very tragic and an unfortunate incident that took place this morning.
All right, Lokpriya, stay on with us. We're getting our first caller. Remember, we invite you to join us on 0120-4369-420 and give us your views as to who's accountable for this criminal negligence, and is it time to say no to being murdered by apathy? Dr. Sandeep Mishra from Bhubaneswar is our first caller. Dr. Mishra, go ahead and have your say.
Thank you, sir. I mean, we need to understand to produce a technical person or maybe an engineer or something equivalent to that. The people of India are investing a lot of money, and eventually we are getting somebody who is rather very, very important for governance of our society. And if a techie is murdered because of negligence by the so-called construction people or whatever, basically the responsibility lies with the government. We cannot allow these type of things to happen, which will become an example, and they can get rid of all these situations. So basically, it is a huge loss for India, and the construction people are responsible for that. Also, the government of India also is responsible for that. That is my simple opinion.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sandeep Mishra. Prominent lawyer and activist Pramila Nesagi is also with us on the phone line. Ms. Nesagi, who do you feel is responsible here? All the 2 people from the construction company have been taken in for questioning. A lot of our viewers, such as Dr. Sandeep Mishra, believes that the government is also equally responsible and culpable for this tragedy.
See, what I want to say is, before the metro work was taken up, they have to see the precautionary measures are done. In Delhi, what they did was Metro Construction Workers Act was promulgated. Under that act, it was specified who will be held responsible and all that. When they took up the work in Bangalore, they did not pass that act. Only after so many accidents, now they are thinking of it. Similarly, in Madras, I do not know whether the Metro Workers Act has been there because the state act, they ought to have done it. I have no idea whether they have promulgated the act, whether it is enforced or not. Assuming that if the act is there, then under the act it would have been specified who is responsible and all that. Yeah, even otherwise, the metro work is done by the corporations. That is, the state corporation will have a more share in that, whether the Tamil Nadu government, how much share it got and how much share the construction company has got it. It all depends. Depending upon that, it ought to be decided.
No, but Pramila Nesaki, why is...
It's a question of negligence. It's a question of sheer negligence. But without taking the precautionary measures, if the metro workers are dead and if something has happened, all the persons, whoever is the construction owners, whoever is in the spot, who are held responsible for it, whether it's a contractor or whether it's the state government or whether the metro construction company, all these three persons will be concurrently held responsible.
But Pramila Nesaki, on a larger issue, why is life so cheap in India? You let your child play on the streets, he may fall into a borewell and lose his life. You travel in a bus, the bus may touch a low-lying, high-tension cable wire and you might be electrocuted. You pass a road, a tanker may be stuck, leaking ammonia and you may lose your life. And now you may be driving a bike under an underpass and a pole falls on you and snuffs out your life. Why is it that the common man's life is so cheap in our country?
I agree with you. See, that is why the toss is made, in America and other Western countries. People take it very seriously. In India, they just don't bother. On the date of the incident, they show off a negligence and the complaint would be registered. Later on, we forget. Public memory is so short. We remember this act only when another accident takes place. That is why the law must be made severe and they must be held responsible and they must be concurrently held responsible. Only then they will take care of these things. Neither the construction company nor the contractors are taken. They think that human beings are only there like animals and they are not even bothered about it. That's the only reason.
All right, Pramila Nesaki.